Back to the Neil Haley show, and my guest today is going to talk about becoming financially independent. I still want to know the answer to that, okay? Because that's the first thing, the first question I'm going to ask our guest is Millen Livis. Millen, thanks for stopping by. So what do you mean by being financially independent? Define that for me, please.
Neil, honored to be with you and your audience. It's a great question. And this question has different answers for different people. So I will give you my definition, right? So for me, being financially independent means not to be with a partner or spouse who I don't want to be with, not to work for the boss I don't want to work for, and not to be dependent on government. So pretty much being having my sovereignty, making my decisions on my own, and work because I want to, not because I have to. Things like that, live where I want to, do what I want to, etc. So, and I know that for many people, it seems like possible maybe for someone else, but not for them. And I'm telling you that if it was possible for a common person, common woman like myself, who went, I'm a first generation immigrant from Lithuania, from the former Soviet Union. And I went through very, very challenging time. And I managed to turn my life around, then it's possible for pretty much most people, if they really make it being financially free, something that is really important to them, and go for this.
So tell me some steps on how people can become financially independent. What are some steps to think about?
So first of all, I have my own method. It's called the Millen method, right? It's a system for becoming financially independent, holistic system. And I believe that there are 4 important pillars for everybody to know. So first of all, you've got to develop wealth mindset, because most people, especially Americans, have consumer mindset. And it's very, very empowering when you become a wealth, when you develop a wealth mindset, because you see everything from a point of what return you get on your investment. And it's not always money. Like, do I want to invest my time into this? Do I want to invest my effort and energy into something, right? You really see most of the aspects in your life from the perspective of, I don't want to buy a car that loses value as soon as I buy it, because I can invest this in myself, and I will know how to invest in the stock market, how to invest in real estate, how to develop multiple sources of income. So developing this wealth mindset versus consumer mindset, etc., a lot goes into it. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's very, very important aspect of becoming financially independent. The second thing is you've got to become intentional money spender, right? You've got to be savvy money manager, because most people spend just because they can, because they have money. That's why so many Americans live paycheck to paycheck, even though they make $250,000 or more, right? So, and right now we live in a very challenging time with inflation, with recession, etc. So you've got to be savvy money manager. It's of your money. It's a must, right? And intentional spenders, they choose. It's very different from being cheap. It's very different from just not knowing what you're doing. You choose what is important to you. You know your priorities. You spend. I like to use word invest. You invest money in something that is high priority for you. For me, for example, it's education and personal growth, right? So I'm willing to invest money in that because that's my priority. And I'm not big on expensive clothes or expensive cars, because that's not my priority. That's the definition of intentional spenders, because intentional spenders think long-term, impulsive spenders think short-term. The third pillar, is it okay if I
keep going? This is great.
Yeah, okay. So the third pillar is you've got to become strategic investor, because being savvy money manager allows you to save more money, and savings are seeds for your wealth. But then you have to plant these seeds, right? And that's what and make them grow. That's what strategic investing does. When you know how to create diversified investment portfolio, when you know what to invest in terms of growing your money, for example, value investing or income investing, when you know all these aspects, you will not be panicking when there is a panic on the stock market, because you know what you're doing, and you will allow your seeds, your savings grow through strategic investing. It's very different than trading. It's very different than buying on hot tips for some cryptocurrency or some stock or whatever, right? You know, you have a strategy, you have strategic approach how to grow your wealth. And then the last one is what I call practical spirituality. For me, it's very important to be aware of your spiritual power. And that allows everything to be amplified. So that was like a very short
No, I like it. That was fantastic. So who are the people that work with you? Tell you like that people that work with you. Yeah.
Well, I work with people, mostly women, age, let's say 40 to 62, who really value freedom more than anything else, right? So who struggle right now, maybe constantly with constant money worries, who really want to have more money with less stress and less risk. That's pretty much most of the population right now, I think, in the United States. But I prefer at the moment to work mostly with women. However, I can definitely, my method applies to any gender.
Yeah, anyone, for sure.
Yeah.
So where can people find information on you right now, Millen? Where can they go?
You know what? I want to offer some really valuable gift, if that's okay, right?
Sure.
So I want to offer to your audience a complimentary consultation. Never worry about money again with me. The value is around $500. It's a 30-minute consultation where we will look at your particular situation, because people ask me, like, what should I do next? I would like to see what is happening with your money. Where do you have money leaks? What roadblocks do you currently experience, and what strategies we could apply? What investment strategies, what money management strategies you could apply considering your particular situation. So the link is speakwithmillen.com. It's speak with, and Millen is MILLEN.com, speakwithmillen.com. I would be happy to talk to your folks and see how I could support them to become financially independent.
Millen, I really appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by, and look forward to chatting again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're listening and watching The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.